Namaste. Welcome to another episode of Osint using Python, where as we near end of the programs, I think the core Python becomes the most important part of the journey. While we'll expect that the Python will still hover around all our study, but there will be something more than Python we'll be covering as a part of the Osint. Okay. So welcome once again. And thanks for joining in on a holiday. सबों को नवरात्रा का नमस्कार, प्रणाम, आशीर्वाद।
सर आपका भी धन्यवाद। आप भी ज्वाइन हुए ना, आज हॉलीडे है फिर भी।
धन्यवाद प्रियांशु जी, नमस्ते। तो आज हम लोग थोड़ा बहुत डाइग्रेस करेंगे, बट थोड़ा कंटेंट आपको कुछ शेयर करते हैं। आप देखिए इसको। कुछ कंटेंट ऐसा है जो आपको इंटरनेट पे नहीं मिलेगा, ठीक है। चल हेडलाइन पढ़ ली, उससे आपको समझ में आ जाएगा हम लोग क्या। दिखाई पड़ रही है हमारे स्क्रीन?
यस सर।
ओके, नेम ही काफी है। इसका सारे पेजेस को नहीं देखेंगे, but we'll look into some portion of this document which clearly says why we should do certain thing and why we should not do certain things. That portion will cover, touch it, because you should have visibility that some authentic organization is talking about something interesting. Let me go to the specific page, then I'll take you there. So in this page, there are 2-3 informations are very interesting. Internet has largely replaced dedicated stand-alone communication network used by commercial information providers to distribute their products. Specialized information such as ship and aircraft movement data, along with virtually all commercially published materials, can be accessed via internet through commercial information vendor. So which ships are moving at this point of time, which aircraft movements are happening this time, how the aircraft data is available online. All these information can be accessed via internet through commercial information vendors. These sources are often provide the most valuable unclassified intelligence data. The use of data distribution service such as Factiva, LexisNexis, or Dialog. Just remember the name. We'll search those things on internet later on. Require a specialized training to match source to information requirements and thus remain outside the scope of this publication. But Factiva, LexisNexis, and Dialog are an important source of unclassified intelligence data, but provide significantly important portion of information. Very interesting thing the organization is talking about. Browser is a program that resides on your computer, enabling you to view documents and access internet, taking advantage of text formatting, hyperlinks, hypertext links, images, sound and motion, and other features. It's an old document, so it is still talking about Netscape and Internet Explorer. But there are other browser like MacWeb, Opera. Most of offer many things similar feature, can be successful, used, retrieve document and activate many kind of programs. As I've told, that's an old document, but very interesting thing here, there are 60,000 Usenet user groups are there, which exchange significant amount of informations, and this 60,000 Usenet group itself is 100 million strangers. There are also public web-based news servers like Deja News. Just note down the name, Deja News, which can be used by anyone. Okay. Normally, the content of tactical, operational, and strategic commanders' intent statement will be different, but the purpose will be the same: to provide guidance concerning the military strategic landscape or situation the commander wants to exist after the assigned military mission is accomplished. In general, the higher the command echelon is, the more likely the commander's intent will be provided in writing, in message, or formats. Okay. The mission analysis process produces a full appreciation of the likely extent of command interest in particular intelligence problem. Mission analysis provides a list of likely tasks, both specified, implied, that must be completed. Within a NATO context, Osint is often the only source that can be tasked directly by the commander. The categories, type, the level of details required for the intelligence analysis differ from echelon to echelon. Attempts to develop intelligence product beyond the scope necessary to support the mission will likely overburden the intelligence infrastructure with too much information, which could needlessly complicate the commander's decision-making process. So while Osint, in early part of the journey also was important, but they have said that this will provide so much of information that we will not be able to process and take the decision on time. And that is one of the reason, the journey for data to knowledge, data to information, information blended with human to generate actionable intelligence is the right path. Otherwise, there will be information overload for decision making. So as we have discussed in the past, information requirement is what to collect, what collector, where to collect, and when to collect. So this is the information gathering requirement portion, which is very similar to what we have learned in the past. Steps are very simple for collection plans. So when you are doing the information gathering, steps are simple. Same is determine searchable information requirement. First, establish what is the to be searched. Then determine the best site for search or search strategy. Third is identify the details to access or find a specific information. And lastly, the most important step, determine search time constraints. Because search is endless portion of the internet. Because internet, you have got billions of, how many billions, I don't know, but trillions of informations available on the internet. So it's an endless journey. We must know where to end. Otherwise, it will always have the time constraints attached to that. When do you use search engines? Search engines are best at finding unique keywords, phrases, codes, information buried in the full text of web. Because they index word by word, search engines are also useful in retrieving tons of document. If you want a wide range of response to a specific query, use search engine. Don't use a search engine just like that unless you have a specific targets ready with you with the keywords. There is something known as meta search engine. This is a very important one. Meta search engine or, aggregator can be, a very interesting, so there is one website is there, Copernic.com. It's a very interesting one. I don't know whether it will be accessible to me from here. Yeah, it is there. Trial period is 3 days. Okay. So searching for a waste of time, Copernic designed to find, get desktop and cloud search, get business search, and there are pricing attached to that. Okay. A very interesting website, provides you significant amount of information in terms of the files actually. You can do it some free trials or 30 days, create a dummy, email ID and search here, for. Are you able to see my screen, Copernic? Okay. I think I have given you all right to speak. Is that right? Yeah. Then the word is invisible web, which is a dark web. Now, currently, for this course, that is out of scope. We have a dedicated, course for dark web searches and deep web searches, and naturally, those are very high-end courses and you require significant amount of skills before you go there. And we have talked about deep query manager. You remember that Google docking, what we talked about? So similarly for deep web, you have got certain additional feature you need to build as a part of the journey. So what it says, the deep web, and it's an old data, so don't believe this. The deep web contains nearly 550 billion individual document compared to 1 billion to the surface web. Surface web, what is a searchable web? More than estimated 1 lakh deep web sites presently exist. 60 of the largest deep website collectively contains 750 terabyte of information, sufficient by themselves to exceed the size of the surface web by 40 times. And it is a 12 years old document. Okay. The conduct of the searches with the degree of anonymity through the use of Bright Planet's third-party server. Okay. They have asked for a very specific server. Okay. Customize the specific search sources based on the topic parameter, the ability to compare the result for consecutive searches on the same sources to return only the new documents. Capability to one more thing is that any internet, browser, other things, you are using it, disable the cache file. Don't allow any cache file to come. Okay. Use removable storage media to save downloaded file too. Don't keep it on hard disk. Only use internet PC for surfing. Do not use the word processor or business for personal letters. Okay. And we are talking about clean systems. Okay. Don't use it for the same purpose, your home as well as, your search purposes. Ensure the setup your system is as standard as possible. When you say standard, it should be compliance to the CIS benchmark or NIST oval benchmark. I don't know whether you are aware about that actually. Anyone of you are aware about NIST or oval benchmark? Have you visited this site ever? Any one of you?
No, sir.
So this is one way of, protecting your systems. Okay. How to harden your systems, you can do it using this, or you can do it nest over. So you can use this also. It is an important one. Okay. And then there is another one is there. Forgotten the name. If I remember, okay. I just forgotten the name. So there is something on a NIST checklist program. Just type out and keep it NCP. Okay. So a very interesting thing is that, let's go there and have a look of it. You should know it. That's it. Just not go beyond that actually. So next checklist repository. Okay. So here, you have got, left side of this is a name version. Whatever version of, your system is there, that version is there. Okay. And then how to harden it is the entire documentation is there. So your system need to be hardened. Okay. Let me see if I can find something for you. Suppose you are having Apple phone 17 or okay. Now you can find that, there is a file here which talks about Apple phone. Okay. So you can download the zip version, and then how to harden it is written here. Okay. Now it is taking you to Department of Defense. It might ask for some credential validations. Let me see. Yeah. So it has downloaded something. I might land up in trouble actually, but that's fine. No problem. We'll clean it. So from this side, you should know how to harden your component of systems like Windows, how to harden it, Linux, how to harden it, operating system, how to harden it, BIOS, how to harden it, how you can harden your browsers, how to harden your Java components, GRE runtime components in your Windows. Those components, you can learn from there. Okay. It is an outside the syllabus part, but you must know this because if you're not aware about it, you will never know how to harden it. Okay. Give me just 1 second. My machine is dying. Anyone of you are aware about robot.txt? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Have you heard the word robot.txt?
Yes, sir.
So this robot.txt file is the file which actually allows the web servers to stop the robotic behavior and scan it and help the, alert the organization that some robot is trying to do something. And then, you cannot use that systems anymore. And your IP address might get blocked. Your footprints will be taken. So, and many times, even a small company, they use it. In my organization, we'll go to cybervidya.in, you will find robot.txt is there. So if any robotic behavior is there, it will block it immediately. A small file, and I can give you an example for that. I don't know whether you can find it. Let me see if I can find it for you. Let me use the okay. It's not showing it, which is even blocking that file. They have changed the place. We'll look into that piece, little later. With a specific ID. They changed the place. Yesterday night it was there. Okay, so there is no such thing as best, search engines. All search engines will give you some portion of information, and some portion of information will be purged. But out of all that I have seen, I think DuckDuckGo appears to be good. But for Osint professionals, it is a meta search engine or search engine aggregator like Carrot 2 provides much more, better view for analytics rather than going for the Google searches. DuckDuckGo, unlike most mainstream competitors, it does not track or store your browsing data. It also blocks well-known trackers used by the websites like robot.txt, which makes DuckDuckGo one of the best browser options for maintaining online privacy. But just be careful, nothing is 100% safe. Okay. Yandex, it works very well for Asian and European content. And very similar to, DuckDuckGo, and there are a lot of features which Yandex has, which nobody else has it. So when you want to get a truth out of a subject, when you search in Google, you will find more information, the views of US and NATO. When you search in Yandex, you will find more views of the Russian side of the views or alternative views of the world. Same thing you do it to Baidu, the searches, which is a Chinese one, it gives you another side of story. So if you want to find a truth, you need to triangulate the informations from different sources of information, take the, absolutely opposite view, and then form an opinion based on the facts which are available for further analysis. I hack stuff, just keep it later on you search, okay? The Johnny I hack stuff long started a project to catalog known searches or docs for the communities. It's a good stuff, to have a look later on. Okay, just type it out. I hack stuff. A search is in GSDB is simply can be easily be customized, very customizable exploit database. Okay, there's a very good database, exploit database, particularly for security professional. It's a one of the bread and butter. Okay. There are more than 4,000 docs are available. It is rather inconvenient for a target search. Note, using tools can get you users IP shunned by Google. So just be careful about that. Carrot 2, yesterday we have seen it. This is an open source search engine. It can automatically organize a small cluster of data and document. It searches other search engines and categorize results. And we have seen it yesterday, is that right? Vaishnavi, Kaspersky VPN is one of the VPN services which I take it in my personal name for the world. And I use some other VPN for doing my searches, okay? So whenever I am using this credentials, which is a normal credential of Balaji Venkateshwar, I'll use that VPN. The next is the gathering, searching, and analyzing Osint, okay? We have covered this, I think, and I will go to the next one. Okay. Harvesting web data. So now the next one comes, which is file metadata analysis. So let's understand some more deeper analysis of what is metadata, okay? If you have something, a data in a Word file, okay? It's a simple, crude example for that. Okay, let's have a look at that actually, okay? Okay, so this is a Word file. Okay. There are a lot of informations are available, okay? Okay. Now, when you click this word inspect document, it talks about inspect document, check accessibility, check compatibility. Okay. So let's have a look. So there are right side of it, there are properties. Have you seen, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
This is property. Okay. This is advanced property. You want to go for more advanced property, we can go there. So what is the property says? This file has been created yesterday night, 1 o'clock in the morning. It has been accessed 11:38:06 right now. Okay. 955 KB is the file size. A summary it has been created by Vidya Bhavan, which is the author of this machine. Template is normal.m. If there is a template, I have used it. That template name will come. Then some statistics. It has been created yesterday. Pages 19, paragraph 150, line 730, words 4838, characters 28,459, characters with spaces 33,169. The most contents are there. What is the title? If it is saved, customs, other informations are available. So technically, the data about the data itself is metadata. Is it clear? Boys,
Yes.
girls, data about the data itself is a metadata. Because when you see this file, I've written a file. Yesterday, I did some work on this. I was working on it for a long time, but yesterday night, I finally documented and saved it. And today it will get published. This is one of the, I keep writing something, some funny thing I keep writing. So this is deed code and stuff. So when you look into the file, there are a lot of other information about the file itself are there, which are available as metadata. Okay, so let's say that's about, okay. So a lot of extra information it carries. Like a photograph, there may be positioning data, the longitude, latitude data, the content about the shutter speed, lightning conditions, daytime, nighttime, what was the shutter speed, and there are a lot of 36 parameters are there for photographs. And while not truly hidden, metadata is not usually shown to users when they use the documents in a usual fashion. Because there is no need for showing everything, whatever is there in the metadata. Metadata largely has been created to provide forensic evidence of everything that you do in that file. Let's understand a story, okay? In 1990, there was a case, filed against a person with a video records. The case went up to the Department of Justice. The hearing was happening. Evidences were being asked. The evidence of video was very clear that the person was there and he was doing something nonsense. No, beyond reasonable doubt, he was the one who was there. Now, police has filed a case against the person. Charge sheet has been done. Then this particular date, this particular time, he was the one who did it, and there's a video evidence for that. Now, the police was, the defender of the person has asked a simple question to the prosecutor and asked the judge, my lord, all the information looks very similar, but the date, time, what the police is saying is not correct. That time, at least, he was not there. So it looks like this photograph is a fake photograph or a look-alike photograph. It was a case of perfect alibi. There is a legal word, alibi, A-L-I-B-I. Alibi or alibi. Okay. Now, the judge asked that, can you show me that this photograph when it was taken? There was no metadata available those days. It was simply a photograph. Nothing else was there. And then the alibi was very, very trustworthy. The judge said the person cannot be in two places unless you prove that he was the only one who was here, or he might be a look-alike person. And he has been released. No case pursued further. But Department of Justice US has written a very nice judgment. It will be worth, going to that judgment and see how the forensic metadata started. And then a rule has been formulated that what are the metadata that need to be there as a part of every file at minimum for forensics examiners. A lot of work has happened over a period of time in the last 20 years' time. A lot of interesting stuff has happened on the metadata and the forensics investigation. That is how the metadata becomes an important part. Normally, it is not visible to everybody. You will very rarely you will go and search the metadata file the way I searched it. Very rarely. Unless I want to tamper it something, it will be all there. Okay. You can search in Microsoft, about what is metadata of a Word file. They will give you very, very nice content around that. So this is the metadata which we have seen right now, with the author, last saved, when it was created. This is an old file. What is the title? What is the previous version? What is the security? And everything information will be there. Okay. Then in 2016, so it's a very interesting one. Okay. Apple, ran an advertising campaign that showcased pictures taken with their iPhone to show off their terrific cameras in image processing abilities. In 2016, Huawei decided to do something similar with their P9 phone. But instead of using their phone to take the picture, they used high-quality professional camera with an expensive lens. When Huawei marketing team posted the picture at Google Plus social media network, they didn't know the Google Plus allowed viewer of the photo to see its metadata. Viewer of the internet found about this and called Huawei out of deception, a fraud. Okay. And this news came with the advertisement and all the metadata. But why this metadata is important for Osint? Metadata many times actually let people know who has created the real file. You might be having if you miss to manipulate the metadata, and it is possible to manipulate metadata, by the way, and there are smart people does that. They'll temper it and make it look alike. I'll create a file, you can save everything. It's an auto file. You'll be very happy, and you are using some random file I created. So the metadata contains a lot of sensitive information, and if user has forgotten to remove it, then you have the traceability of the users in front of you. Many times it gives you a specific, brand names, where it has been taken, photograph has been taken, what is the camera has been used. And if you are a police investigator, you can go and check with, those camera people to find out, who has taken this particular camera, because camera has got a unique, numbers, serial numbers, which link it to the owner, and police has right to get those information. Then they can link it everything. So common metadata is stored across different file types. At minimum, it include creation date, creation, who created it, who accessed it, who modified it, what is the timestamp, what is the username, what is the file location, what is the date and time, name and version of the software used to create the modified file. So if a file has been tampered, you can even see that if that file has been tampered. Motive you may not find, but you can file that tampering of a file. So almost all the important, file format, around 170 plus known file formats contain metadata. Many times, when you are actually putting the metadata, the file to the Google or WhatsApp, they remove the metadata actually. Just check it up, when you share the file to WhatsApp, the metadata get removed. Okay. So there are ways not to remove the metadata, and I'll tell you how to do it and how to get it removed also. But how to read the metadata? So there are tools like EXIF tools. In Python, you have got a file which I have shared you the Python file. EXIF tools are narrated there. You can have a look. An EXIF tool is a very interesting file to examine the metadata. There is something known as Forensics Wiki. Is a very nice place where you can go and learn how to extract metadata from various type of files. Very good narratives are there. Window properties, many times you can temper it actually. It is possible to do it. But temper can be found out that you have changed it. Mac, you can get info feature, which provides you everything. Okay. Then there are website metadata analysis. This is the interesting one. So at least these two are very, very authentic sites. Only thing is that, don't use the VDI machines to access it, okay? Because sometimes they send a droplets, about the file. So just be careful. But these files are, this place is not a great place to file, put something suspicious, something important. Don't put it here, okay? Learn how to do it using Python. In camera, you have got what is the make, what is the iPhone numbers, date and time, where the picture was taken, GPS location, where the picture was taken, everything is, these informations are available in the every photograph. An EXIF file gives you the exact date, time, GPS, longitude, latitude. So you know exactly this is where the photograph has been taken. So when you put a photograph on varexif.com, it gives you all the information. But I recommend that you don't do it, particularly if you are an investigator. Putting the file there, you are leaving a footprints to somebody else actually. If it is an important file for you for investigation, you might, leak out those informations. So use EXIF file in Python, which are much easier to carry out the operation actually. EXIF file is also there part of your Linux, built in. And then there is a tool, EXIF tool, you can download it online, but I don't recommend that. Make your own EXIF tool with Python. I think that is a better option actually. With just 3 commands, you can make it. And we'll show you, how it is done. There is another very interesting tool, which is FOCA, which is metadata analysis of files for many years. Very, very interesting tool. I used to use that, in my early days of my career. The good part of, many file, you can search it same time with the FOCA output actually. Many times the photographs get tempered. You can find that original versus, tempered one, modified one. And there are tools, available. As a matter of fact, there are search engines, where in Google you have got image, then Yandex you have got another file for image. You just put the image file and they will give you all the original files, available that has been taken in the past. Comparison of the metadata. This is another very interesting things, that you can do the comparison. So if it is done by the Hubble telescope or whether it has been done by the photograph, Apple, you can find out very easily. So whether the Americans have landed on the moon or not, there is no guarantee because there is no metadata available that they have taken the photograph there. And there is a lot of stories around that actually. Okay. So coming to, another one, part of the theory portion, I think it continues, Osint frameworks. But before I go there, let me see if, Akash, are you there? Then take 2-minute break if you want, somebody was needing it badly.
I'm speaking. Problem is resolved.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you are very much audible.
Okay. Yeah, somebody wanted a break, and then I gave a break, and then suddenly realized my voice is not available. Mic is not working, so I had to restart my system. So I've gone to the NATO site, and it downloaded something, and it created a block. So no problem. It's just we'll need to clean the systems again today. Okay, so there are many websites, which people use, but one thing is that we need to have a very good framework in place, that how to proceed with any investigation. And many times investigations has got repetitive things in available. Okay, so if it is a repetitive process, then you need to be very smart, so that the time is reduced every time, and you are able to achieve the same objective with more precision. So we need to work on that. So I'll give you an example for that, how it works. So there is something known as osintframework.com. Okay. Very interestingly, this guy has given even the source code for that, so you can have your own versions and compilers. You can create it. There are bugs there, but some of the bugs are there for tracking you back. It's not for serious things, but you should know how it works, and then you can build something on top of that. Okay. Now, it's very important that if you're going to the same website many times for same work, should it not be intelligent enough so that all those websites are searched by just one command? Will that not make your journey easier? So these frameworks actually helps you build that capabilities. Actually, using the D3JS data-driven document JavaScript code, the Osint framework visually connect each one of its resources in directory file relationship. Since a user click a parent directory and expand how its child nodes are working, of which some of will directly like the nodes and some of will be the link of other websites. And it will give you the same path. The next time you want to use the same path, then you have to just do one steps, then rest of the step will get automated actually. So just have a look of here. Okay. Now suppose if you have a username with you. Now you want to search the username. So what you will go the username search engines. There are a lot of username search engines are there. Okay. So namecheck is there, known is there, namechecker is there, search usersearch.org is there, what's my name is there, that's them is there, check users names, gather.me is there, instant user search is there. Now if you want a specific sites, you can go to specific sites, or you want to just use the search engines, then you have to go this path. Okay, now you have found that the name. So now you want to find in the social network whether the name exists in any of the social networks. Now you can go to the social networks and you can look for Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, LinkedIn, other network sites, searches. social media monitoring, and then you go and search for that. Now, what you will find? Find my Facebook ID, find my FB email search, recover FB accounts, Facebook photo by ID, Facebook people directory, notebook camp. So there are certain steps which are very well planned. This, chat comes over a period of time when you start specializing in that area. Then you will find the repetitive check, you need to follow the same path. Makes the journey a lot easier. And that is where the framework like osintframework.com, it's a Java-based library. It's very interesting libraries, bit of knowledge of Java, and you can really customize it for your own benefits. But yes, it has got callback, which is built in there. You need to know how to block those callbacks, and you need to be smart enough to that. But for normal user learning it, it's a use it, learn it. Because you need to be very, very systematic when you are on the OSINT. So initial days learning from these frameworks, no harm in doing that. So this one is a very interesting one, Techniset. Jot down this name because it provides you significant amount of information about OSINT tools. And a lot of tutorials, in one page, everything is there. You can go and search on that actually. So I'm giving you a years of work in one word, okay? Techniset.com. It's a very simple one, but it gives you significant amount of information, more than enough for the next 2-3 years of work. And as you go into that, tools, you want to know the tools image documents, ExifViewer, metadata.com, Giro, image identity, Invid, EasyThrough, online convert, PDF redact tools, SpiderPig, Sun calculations, text compare, thought, a lot of files you will find it. Now you want to find the tools for privacy. You have so many tools. Then you want to search, Start Me, Osint collections, Bruno Mortier, country sorted, Start Me pages. Facebook, you want to find someone, the Facebook Find My Bid, Extract Face, people you may know, video downloader, and many. Like that, there is a complete, significant amount of compilation is there in one place. And I'll share you similar, some 20-30 such names, so which will give you a good food for thought for next 1 year time.
Is it safe, sir?
Yeah?
Is it safe a site?
No, there is no such thing as safe on internet. All callbacks are there. Whatever you're doing, it's being searched somewhere. But learn it, how to do it. There's no harm in learning. Create an ID, create an email ID, create a nice VDI, and use a nice, Tor proxy and go to the sites. Learn it, whatever is there, because learning is important. You cannot learn unless you go and exploring it. And day one, you will not be able to build this, the entire, plethora of 10,000, 20,000 websites. It takes years. I have showed you yesterday that I've got 30 such books are there, where I've got 300 pages and, 2,000-3,000 pages books are there. And I've got 30 such books, and it is all searchable format. It is in my own offline SQL engines. So significant amount of information, but it takes 10 years to build those capabilities. But you have to start somewhere. To start somewhere, I think these are some of the sites are good. So for Machiavelli is another one, a very good OSINT tools. A lot of OSINT URLs are, informations are available there. And then Repertorium is there, another one, which has got a lot of links actually. Bruno Mortier's OSINT page. This is another very good collections which are available. A lot of list of informations are there. Okay. This one is very specialized on terrorism actually, and radicalization research dashboard. One of my favorite actually. If you want to know more about the dating resource to create a media people searches, this is an excellent dating resources. And many people leave their footprints there. It's very easy to find them there actually. Bellingcat is one of the brilliant name in the space of Osint actually. Write down this name Bellingcat. Search for that. You'll find significant amount of information, including Google Dorking. The Google Dorking that I was teaching you, it has come from here actually. Okay. So there are certain things which is public data, and there are certain things are private data. Okay. We need to understand that. So basic public data is not private and available publicly, can and cannot control its publishing, and can also be found on the internet. Phone numbers in phone books, home and work street address. These things are there, public data. Many time it is available. Why need public data? Physical presence of target can be monitored. Like entry point in a facility, hardware deployed for target enumeration, physical cyber exploits. It helps you. Okay. How can we collect this data? Search the internet. Most data is available online. Online people search. That's them.com and about us. Many things. Section of companies, etc. People also knowingly post data online via social media post, resume, etc. And provides a lot of information about the private. Then comes, the address. The address is a set of information that describes the location of a specific place, typically consisting of details such as street name, street number, city, locality, postal, zip code, and any other relevant identifier. How to get those information? You can get it through KYC, eKYC, people search engines, resume and CVs, personal or company websites. When you go to the company website, you will find who are the members on the advisory board. Their entire biodata is written there. And many times telephone number, email ID is also there. Okay. Mapping sites, Google Maps, OpenStreetMap. Now you want to search for, cybervidyapeeth.in. What is a Google Map? You can search it and you will reach my home actually. Okay. You won't reach me, but you will reach my home. Okay. So real estate site, 99 acre and type things, there a lot of people gives the original telephone numbers, their home address. You can find a lot of significant amount of information about the individuals. Then many time on the social media, people post the image, and many of the image will have the metadata, and those metadata can provide significant which camera you use, where you have taken the camera, which particular place you are in right now. Those informations can become a very handy information for both attacker side as well as for defender side. Why do you require a street address? Many times you require geolocation and mapping, threat assessment and security, personal interest of tracking, social network analysis, business intelligence, investigative journalism, fraud preventions, asset tracking, missing person cases, and many things, Then there are a lot of people search engines are there, okay? Open source intelligence, which you can build on that, top of that actually. Resume and CV, there are significant amount of information, your private information. Kindly put yourself on mute, please. And these documents provides a significant amount of professional background, skills, education, work history, even the tool that you use in your company. If I want to know about the tool which you are using in your company, I'll go to your LinkedIn profile and I'll find out which are the version of tools being utilized in your company. You love popularizing that, I am a very skilled Palo Alto version 3. I'm a master on that. And I am a master of Cortex. I'm master of firewalls. And you give the brand name attached to that. Many times it is the mapping sites, geolocation information, event mapping, social media correlations, route analysis, infrastructure. Many things you can find it from the mapping sites actually. Sitting in India, you want to know more about a site in US, site in, London, site in Russia, you can see it from there. A lot of geolocation mapping informations are available. Phone number, why gather phone numbers? It's important because everything is connected to your phone number, your multi-factor authentications, to your social media, to everything is connected to your phone. I think it is as good as a SSN number is better than knowing your Aadhaar number actually. If I have full control on your mobile, I think I know everything about you. Is that right? So target is always mobile and the telephone number connected to that actually. And you can find this number from the KYC, unique ID cards, people and regular searches, resume and CVs, personal or company website, social media, phone books. Many places these informations are available. Challenges with the phone number is that many times it becomes outdated, but now it is not like that. How many times you change your mobile numbers? Very rare, is that right? I change it every year. Every year, three telephone number I have, so I'll change every year. One number I'll keep it because that's the number I keep it for my OTP and other things. And that also I change it once in a while. One thing very important, the caller ID, when you type my number and search for it, dial me in the Truecaller, you will get Balaji Cyber. आपने मेरी जन्म पत्री तो देखी नहीं है, तो मैं बालाजी ही हूँ. How do you know that? Because just I call myself Balaji, so I am Balaji. Okay, I might be somebody else. So caller ID can be faked. So when you use search engines with phone numbers, it gives you a very different information. It allows you to do the reverse lookup, directory listings, social media profiles, contact information, public record, professional affiliations, geotagging, local business, where you are connected. Many times reverse lookup of phone numbers can do a lot of data retrievals, which includes owner identification, online presence, business listing, public records, any scam detections, we can do that. If I have your telephone number, your name, then I'll, many information I can find about you. If you are a board of director of a company, I can find your DIN numbers. Then with the same DIN numbers, how many companies you are a board members, I can find that. If any fraud you have done it in the past, I'll be able to tell you that this person is possibly a fraudulent person. Then there are website of the bankers where if your account has become bad, case has been filed against you, some property is being sold in your name, all those informations are in public domain. You can link 1+1 as available. So faking caller ID number, also known as caller ID spoofing, involves manipulating the information displayed on the recipient's caller ID display to show different number than the actual original number. This practice is often used to various purposes, including pranks, scams, and privacy concerns. Okay. Akash, are you there?
Yes, sir.
You like to show some magics? Lot of again, your lot of noise is there from your side, but you have done something last time. Please do the same thing so that there's no noise. And make you co-host. So if you want to share your screen, feel free to do that. Nakas, are you okay? Okay, let me continue then. Okay, so let's go to the basic data email. This is where journey starts actually. So why gather email IDs? Yeah, it is done for many things like phishing. If you want to send a phishing mail, you want to do the credential boot forcing. Uh, there are many things you can do with these mail IDs. Many times the emails are unique and tied to an individual's. But what you see is not always what you get. Okay, so you can gather the email ID from many places: people and regular search engines, resumes and CVs, personal and company website, and social media. Social media, you can find it, individually. There are, social media and the hacker side of the world where they give you the bunch of email ID which has been breached, and those email IDs are available there. So many times your email ID, password, hash, everything is available in this. And there are harvesters, those who harvest it and keep it ready, and they give you for a money. So if you are searching for that, there are a lot of hacked websites, in the dark web. They will charge you once in a year fees, something like, some cents of Bitcoin, 0.0001 cents of Bitcoin. It will in dollar, it will be around $10 or some $20 for 1 year services. Then you can search around 10,000 of email ID, and related password is there or not. So there are a lot of places you can have this information. Business emails, many times you participate in some conference, you go and share your visiting card, your official email ID is there.
I'm
So,
audible, sir.
yeah, beautifully. Yeah, I'm unsharing it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we have Akash, one of my teammate. He'll be showing you some Python scripts. Okay, just have a look.
Is my screen is visible, sir?
Yes, absolutely. A lot of clutter is there on this page. Yeah. Super.
Is it good, sir?
Yeah, it is perfect. Can you make the font size a little bigger so that we can see it? Yeah,
That's
little better. Yeah.
So I have many Python scripts there that we can use for Osint searching. Let's start with this. It is only a 4 line of code which we can
Can you
use
make it
for
bigger? Can you make the screen bigger?
it's
Yeah, directly go and make the font size bigger actually.
wait a second. Is it good, sir?
Yeah, perfect. This is absolutely perfect.
So there are 4 lines of code which this as as per the name API request. This Python code will using a GitHub API to search keywords in GitHub space as as
So, boys and girls, you all have not gone through request, but it's a very simple libraries. You will be going through possibly today or tomorrow. But it's simple, JSON, you are aware about it. JSON is a database format. And request is a library for, making the web request. Okay. And pip command is all about, how to get the libraries working in your systems. Okay. You are technically importing the request library.
there are some libraries like math, other are pre-installed. Some are not installed at not not with the Python package. So we have to install them just like request. So this will the command we can use for install these such libraries. And also import JSON. JSON is, as you can all know, is a file format which also have a library to do operations with those type of files in Python. So there we are getting response from this request library, and here we have GitHub API, and on that we are searching for a keyword which is JavaScript, and that search result will be print in JSON format, as you can see. Let's run this to get.
So what we are doing actually, we are going to the GitHub using the GitHub API or any GitHub sites which are open, okay, which does not have any password and ID and password. Anything is an open GitHub libraries, this will go and search there and they'll try to find the JavaScript.
Let's this will result as you can see response.json file is created. Our result will stored in this file. There we got total 141963 result, and there is not incomplete result, any of them are not incomplete.
1,41,000, Java file has been found. Okay.
Yes.
Now you want to make searches on very specific searches. You can use the regex command in the, same capabilities, and find out a specific strings from the, Java, those libraries. And this can become a very useful tool for finding some, a type of asset which lies in the GitHub libraries. Many of the malware, they are kept there. If you have some searches, smart searches for that, you can find the similar type of malware where it has been kept for open searches.
Yes.
So there are a lot of information you can get it out of that actually.
There we can also use beautiful soup to enhance our result. Yeah.
So there is another one, BS4, beautiful soup, which we'll be going through today actually.
Next one we have DDS research. We all are familiar with DuckDuckGo, which is search engine. So there is also a library for that. We can search any keyword without going through any browser or any search engine by our Python script. Here I am searching for Python.
You put also Osint, no problem.
Okay.
Let the Osint be there. Okay. Now you are not using any browser, okay? You are
Yes, sir.
running actually directly, it will
Python file. So Python file.
okay.
To any terminal, any command runner, code runner.
Okay.
Here we got all the search results. I I can, as you can see, this is quite unable to
Use.
read. So for this we can have another. We have another file for which file which create search result into a CSV file, which will more readable and understandable. Let's run this one.
So you all have read the file handling, okay? So you want to create a Excel file or CSV file, you have a very specific library for that. See, just a very, very small command, 2-3 words of commands, very small script.
Yeah. Now by this we have saved. We have got our test result CSV file. Now this is pretty much visible and readable as what is OSINT open source intelligence. Every without any search engine, without any browser, we have our search result for OSINT keyword. And there another one is DNS info. Everyone, I think, everyone should be familiar with DNS, which is domain name server, so just like google.com, osint.com, anything. So if we want to get IP address for that DNS server, we can use this script for getting this address. In this way, I am using this particular DNS, which is osintm.com. Mm, Let's run this one. Here, here we got the IP address of that particular DNS domain name server. Next one we have who is info. Let's suppose we have an IP address. We want to know more about that IP address, where it belongs to, where location for that IP address, and many other things. So we have many sites for that, and also we have an who is library for that. That which is
Boys and girls, what happens, the many time during the investigation, you come to know about an IP address and try to know more about that. So this provides you, there is something known as who is query. which provides you significant amount of information.
As suppose we have an IP address. Let's go for 8.8.8. And run for that one. Here we go. The IP address is that one. City that this IP belongs to this region, country, location, everything we got from this IP address. And here we have another
Okay.
one, which is by which we can convert a JSON file to CSV file, as we have a JSON file there. As
Many
we can,
time it becomes very handy actually. You'll get lot of information in JSON and you want to convert that into Python actually. Sorry, in CSV.
we have JSON file which is quite unreadable and complicated to read. So we will use such command to convert a JSON file to CSV file. So let's the our CSV file converted. Yeah. Now it's quite much visible and readable than JSON file. Let me show the JSON file. This one is CSV file and this one is JSON file. We can get visible changes there. We can easily read these JSON, the CSV file than this JSON file.
Okay, we're gonna stop here. Akash.
Yes, sir.
Akash, we're gonna stop here now. So, boys and girls, are you able to see the power of Python? They're very small 3-line, 4-line of scripts. What you can get it through the Google, you can directly go to the web, make the searches, go to the internet, search it, put it in a structured format in a JSON file or in, CSV file. Very small space. Small libraries of request can be used and the file handling library can be utilized for doing the fine tuning of all your small searches on the GitHubs, can provide you significantly important insight about the next generation malware, which is going to be launched in next 10 days from now. Everything is available in the public domain because when what happens, there will be some open GitHub library where the malware will be kept there purposely. It's an open form. You can't search it. And then the community knows where it is. They will go and take it out from there. Now, if you know how to search it, you can find significant amount of information around that. Are you all with me? Getting sense of some?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We are with you.
Yeah. So more you hone your skill around it, because when you want to make the searches of 141,000 file, it takes just few minutes to get it. just by small 4 line of commands with a normal internet connections. It's so powerful to do things with a script rather than doing through the search engines. Okay, Sam Chauhanji.
Sir, I have a question around the request library. So if we are using the request library in Python, what footprints we are giving to the website server?
No, what you will send it, you will give that actually. What you want to send is more important. What are the things that you sent?
So, sir, using the request library, can we customize the our device? Like I am using the Linux, but I can tell the server that I am
That's
using
why I was
Windows.
saying that, learn how to use your SD cards or USB devices to boot it, use your proxy and Tor, and then go to that site. You are sending only anonymous information. So when you are sending with your IP address, everything is visible. That is as simple as that actually. But when you are sending with, do you care? Only those things are being shared which you want to share. You can
Okay, sir.
customize what you want to share in the digital world, but you need to learn the art of that actually.
Okay, sir.
But think about it, when you make the Google search, you will have thousands of pages will come, how you'll read it. But if you are making a string search with a specific precise information, only those information comes in a JSON format. You know that, what is the website, where is the GitHub library, which are open, and where this information is lying. And this is just one such thing we have showed you. You want to make the who searches for 1 million IP address. What happens when in a day-to-day operation of a firewall, lot of IP address comes to your firewall and get dropped because it does not matches the rules. We forget about them because they have already been dropped, so we don't care about them. But suppose if 1 million IP address, you go and search who are those people behind it, which country this IP address from, are they having a behavior of a potential scanner, who are the people who are scanning against you, and then you find that there are more than around in 30 days more than 1 million machines are there which are Indian machines. They are trying to scan you more number of times than they are expected to do it. What is the behavior of those machines? They are potentially a botnet or a bad guy. 99% chances this will be a part of botnet. Machine was easy. The hacker has compromised in using that machine to jump into your system so that you can go back to them. You don't know who they are. So many such searches, if when who is searches of one IP address is much easier. You can do it yourself. But you have to search 1 million, who is searches. Manual, it is impossible to achieve that actually. Same thing is that, there are IP address, you want to know whether it is a blacklisted IP address. There's a tool, organization known as Virus Total. I don't know whether you have seen that. 2 days back, we have shown you about that, but let me show you. So there is a website known as Virus Total. Okay. Analyze suspicious file, domain IP, and URL to detect malware and other breaches. Automatically share them with a security community. Okay. Now suppose you want to check the URL. Any one of them you can go and search. Okay. Or you can make a search of 8.8.8. Sorry. Three security vendor flag this URL as malicious. This is a Google IP address, okay? Everybody is using it for default domain name. Now, three security vendor has flagged this URL as malicious. You can find that ArcSight Threat Intelligence has found that is a malicious file, IP address. Everybody is talking about is clean, but there are three who are talking about it as possibly malicious. Okay. Now, there's another verse, radar is also saying, is a malicious, suspicious, or is saying malicious, straight away it's saying malicious. Now, suppose if it is one IP address, no problem. Suppose if I give you 1 million IP address every 3 hours, then what will happen? Will you be able to search it? You won't be able to search it. So there are, you have to sign in, and then there is an API available there through which, you can come to know more about that actually. So you can integrate with the API and make 1 million queries in few seconds. And then you can find which are the ones which are common, which are coming to you regularly more often. You can club those information together with a simple indexing command. And you are good at, you know that, you have reached the milestone in just few seconds. That sort of threat hunting, it is possible with open source intelligence and Python, a combination of the two. Are you all with me? Any question here?
So just one query, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So sometimes it happens in VirusTotal that out of suppose 50, 60 scan URLs are there. So out of those 60 reports, only one or two that antivirus company is showing it as malicious. So is there any proper ratio ki, or
No, basically, if it's a bad, it's a bad. If one is showing it's bad, means they have found the reason for that actually. If any callback happening on 8888, it's the time to change your 8888. Don't use it.
How to integrate API in Python?
Yeah, this is a very simple one actually. Akash, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You like to show how to integrate the API of VirusTotal?
Sure.
You have that command, na?
I have to search for it, sir. I don't know where it is.
Yeah. Just
Yes,
search
sir.
it if you can. Just search it. It's a virustotal.py, the file name. Let me see if I can keep it.
Also,
Simply,
apart from VirusTotal, there are also some other URLs also where we can check whether this IP is malicious or not. Like CNC
yeah,
IPs.
yeah. There are many places where you can go and search. VirusTotal is one of them. More than 200 plus, places are there where you can search and test the veracity of the statement. Somebody is saying Google's 8888 is malicious, boss. Nobody can tell that unless 100% true. Otherwise, Google will file a case against them. The CloudSec was the first one who said, I knew it for last 20 years that it's a malicious, component comes when you use it actually. In your company, if you are using 8888, just get out of it. Make your own DNS and use that. Enable the caching and use that actually. Don't use somebody else's one, including the big name that you can talk about.
Sir, what malicious this 8.8.8 can do? I mean, they can give different URL IP mapping or what?
I don't know. You need to read that actually. Details of that. Actually. Go to the website of that and search it, and find it, what they are saying. It can be diversion. It can be man in the browser attacks. It can be man in the middle attack. It can be, diversion to some wrong place before it go to the tower. It can be anything. It is doing the callback. Many things possible. So, any more questions from any one of you?
Sir, I have a suggestion actually. No question actually. Can I